Well, they could go to another pitcher, but in 18 innings, they've used just about everybody.
No, the only three guys left are Bedrosian, Perez, and Zane Smith. There's a strike, 0-2.
So they've researched that. They figure that Camp is the best hitter of the three left.
It'll be an 0-2 pitch. And he is at the deep left. He goes back. It is
the Rick Camp game. At least that's what it's remembered as. It's one that probably should have never been played, but there are plenty of reasons why the Braves versus the Mets on July the 4th, 1985 is remembered. Game had 5 rain delays which should have canceled it completely. It was full of twists and turns, twists like Terry Harper hitting a 3-run home run in the 13th inning to tie the game back up. And there were so many times the fans were fooled into thinking that the game was over. The die-hard crowd of 4,000 at the end of the game was able to witness the wackiest game in history. In this special edition of On Deck, you'll get first-hand experience from people that were there that day and witnessed it in person. Let's take a moment to look back at the Rick Camp game.
Rick Camp, the loser, he is 2-4 and give Ray Knight the game-winning RBI. Home run, Hernandez hit one in the 8th with nobody on. Johnson hit one in the 13th with 1 aboard. Harper in the 13th with 1 aboard, his 8th. And Rick Camp hit one in the 18th with nobody on, his first Major League home run. And that made the final score 16-13.
That night was a 5-rain delay game. The game lasted until 10 minutes to 4 in the morning.
Were you ready to go home?
I guess everybody was. A lot of people had went to bed.
Well, I pitched in that game, and it's like I told you, I don't remember exactly what inning it was. It might have been around midnight when I pitched, but I do remember that right at the end of the game at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, there was a lot more people in the clubhouse than there was in the dugout.
Yeah.
So went through quite a few people then in that game.
Were you just ready to go home?
To be honest, yes.
Yeah,
we about had enough. It had been drizzling rain, and
I was ready to go home in the sense that when I hit it, after all those rain delays, you know, yeah. And then when I ran at first base, I said, "Oh man, we gotta keep playing."
So that was a joke, and you know, Rick hits the home run, then gives it back, you know. So but it was 4 o'clock in the morning. They didn't even want to set off any fireworks.
Were you just ready to go home?
I was ready to go home like 4 hours before that.
Somebody that may be overlooked is the umpire, and the specific umpire that I want to talk about was the one behind the plate, Mr. Terry Tata. In the top of the 17th inning, Darryl Strawberry was ejected for arguing balls and strikes, and Davy Johnson came to his side, and he too was ejected. But before he was, Terry Tata told him that at 3 o'clock in the morning, anything is a strike. And I think that goes to show you how affected everybody was involved with this game and how long it really did go. The game couldn't be any crazier, and it just got crazier. What were you thinking, you know, what kind of celebration was there for Rick Camp after that game?
Well, I mean, everybody was, well, first of all, you know, Rick was always telling me what a good hitter he was. and in batting practice, he would hit one every now and then. He could hit a few balls pretty good. But, you know, everybody know he wasn't no hitter. And, but he talked a good game. And so when he finally found that ball, I mean, everybody just kind of looked at each other like, I can't believe it.
It's the only one he ever hit, too.
Oh, that's all he needed.
He got his money's worth. I bet he talked about it as long as he could.
The rest of his career, that's all you heard about was that home run. Hey, Coach, you want me to pitch hit? You want me to pitch hit? He was always, and nobody wanted him near that plate.
Waving their outfielders in. Here's Rick Camp with a game on the line. 2 outs and no one on base. And at least he took a good cut and fouled it off. Ernie, if he hits a home run to tie this game, this game will be certified as absolutely the nuttiest in the history of baseball.
Well, they could go to another pitcher, but in 18 innings, they've used just about everybody.
No, the only 3 guys left are Bedrosian, Perez, and Zane Smith. There's a strike, 0-2.
So they've researched that, and they figure that Camp is the best hitter of the three left.
It'll be an 0-2 pitch. And he is at the deep left. Heat goes back. It is gone. Holy cow. Oh, my goodness. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Rick Camp. Rick Camp. I don't believe it. Remember what I just said. If he hits a home run, that certifies this game as the wackiest, wildest, most improbable game in history. On an 0-2 pitch, Rick Camp hit it over the left center field wall. I don't believe it.
Hey, Coach, you want me to pitch hit? You want me to pitch hit?
One of the longest games that we've ever experienced, and we're happy that we had a part of it. Here's some of the highlights. Top of the first, 2 outs. Hernandez double the left center field. And then Carter will single Hernandez home. Here's the big catcher. Up the middle it goes. It's 1-0 New York. You can see how wet it became. Here's Claudell Washington, bottom of the first. He hits the ball down the right field side. It gets by Strawberry right there. But then Washington puts a deke on him around second base. Watch him right there. As he saw the ball being thrown to second, they didn't have a chance. He had a triple. And Ramirez on a ground out made the score 1-1, and Washington scored. After a rain delay, Oberkfell with a double. This is in the bottom of the third. Horner and Harper score, making it 3-1 Atlanta. Now in the top of the fourth inning, Wally back on an RBI single. Hit it to center, and Santana scored at 3-2 Atlanta. Still in the top of the fourth. Hernandez again, a triple. He hit for the cycle tonight. That is a home run, triple, double, single. Washington trying to slide along and make a circus catch. Couldn't make it. It got by. Dykstra and Backman both scored. It's 4-3 Mets. Well, top of the fourth, Carter another base hit. RBI single, 5-3 New York. In the bottom of the fifth, Rick Cerrone singles. Harper scores. It's 5-4 New York. And in the top of the sixth inning, Strawberry with a single. Backman scores, and that makes it 6-4 New York. And I'm telling you, from now on, you see some dramatics. Top of the eighth, Hernandez a home run. And that makes it, well, you'd think perhaps out of reach, 7-4. But it's not. Bottom of the eighth, with the bases loaded, Dale Murphy drives the ball to deep left center field. Cleans the bases. It's 8-7 Atlanta. In the top of the ninth, however, Dykstra on a little infield hit. Horner trying to make a great play. Couldn't come up with it. A run scores at 8-8. Top of the 13th. Howard Johnson a home run. Knight was on first. It's 10-8 New York. Bottom of the 13th. Ramirez singles and Harper hits the foul pole. It's 10-10 in the bottom of the 13th. Then we go to the top of the 18th. A sac fly by Dykstra. That'll put New York out in front by 1. And in the bottom of the 18th, would you believe this? With 2 outs and 2 strikes, Rick Camp ties the ball game. Here it goes. First major league home run for Camp.
Hey, Coach, you want me to pitch hit? You want me to pitch hit?
But in the 19th, Knight gets a game-winning double and 4 more runs score. Here's a game-winning double. 4 more runs score. Makes the final score 16-13 as the Braves came up with a couple of runs in the bottom half of the 19th.